Iran have the right to defend and protect itself. From whom and for what reasons? How did even things get to this point? That's why we're here and we're going to talk about that in this video. Guys, you all by now have seen what has been happening through the newspapers or news TVs. Wow, we saw how Iran have to go ahead and attack Israel by launching a couple of missiles in the Israel, especially in Tel Aviv.
In Tel Aviv, the sound of sirens reverberated throughout the city, and explosions lit up the night skies overhead. Israel's air defenses intercepting some of the almost 200 ballistic missiles launched by Iran toward the country. The projectiles even seen in the Jordanian skies over Amman. Israel's army called Iran's actions a serious attack. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the nation, insisting the attack had failed and vowed it would not go unanswered.
Iran made a big mistake tonight, and it will pay for it. The Iranian regime doesn't understand our determination to defend ourselves or our resolve to strike back at our enemies.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps says the attack was in response to the assassinations of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, as well as the killings of several Iranian military officials. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian released a statement saying, based on legitimate rights with the aim of peace and security for Iran and the region, a decisive response was given to the aggressions of the Zionist regime. This action was in defense of the Iranian interests and citizens. Netanyahu should know that Iran is not warmongering, but it will firmly stand against any threat. This is just a glimpse of our capabilities. Do not engage in conflict with Iran. For his part, U.S. President Joe Biden reiterated America's full support for Israel.
At my direction, the United States military actively supported the defense of Israel, and we're still assessing the impact. But based on what we know now, the attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. And this is testament to Israeli military capability and U.S. military. It's also a testament to intensive planning between the United States and Israel to anticipate and defend against the brazen attack we expect.
And this is not the first time that Iran gets to attack Israel. In less than 6 months, we see Iran attacking Israel twice. But is Iran trying to attack Israel by force, or is Iran being forced to attack Israel? Because that's something that you need to know, because this Western media, they will never gonna tell you what we're about to show you or what we're about to tell you in this video. So you need to pay attention to this video until the end so that we can get to understand how did even things get to reach to this point. Is Iran or the government of Iran that stupid or crazy in order for them to go ahead and attack another sovereign country without having a reasons? And why do we have to say Iran, they have the right to defend themselves against the oppressors, against the Westerns, against the Israel or any other countries in the world that they are trying to put them down as a sovereign country? You have to understand all these things, because there's something which is happening. Something that's been happening for some times now. But just because we are dealing with a big brother who does not want to defeat a defeat, who does not want to accept their wrongdoing, they will never gonna come forward and try to make you understand exactly what they're supposed to be doing in the right way. Instead, they'll keep on acting if like they are the right one and they have to blame you for all the wrongdoings. Guys, the war in the Middle East, it is something that is taking now another direction. This war, which we all saw that soon or later it's gonna escalate it there in the Middle East. And when we were busy talking about all this, most of people maybe they never believe us. Most of people maybe they never want to pay attention to what we had to say. But looking at how things are sitting today on the table, you can tell that things are getting even more worse in the Middle East. It all started when Israelites decided to go and invade another sovereign country, which is Palestine, in the research of Hamas terrorist group. They give their own reasons over some things which the entire world had condemned, whether you stand with people for Palestine or not, whether you support Israel or not, but what the Hamas did in Israel back then, it was something which everyone did condemn. And people have raised up different opinions or solutions to these matters, saying that, no, look, Israel does not need to go ahead and kill innocent people in Palestine. Instead, there's a better way to deal with this kind of matters. And there's nothing better if it's not a proper dialogue, a proper negotiations. But just because we're having a big brother in the house, which is the US, who believe that, no, you can't tell them what to do. Instead, they're the only one who have something to tell about you. They're the one who have the right to interfere in your country politics and your country affairs. While we also how the government of Joe Biden went all the way and put all the necessary sponsorship as a monies and fighting weapons in order for them, in order for Israel to go all the way and start killing all these innocent people in Palestine. We all saw that it took place, and there's no doubt about it. But when these things was happening, since the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, had to go there in Palestine and commit this kind of crime that we saw right now, according to the Human Rights Watch, they are confirming that it's now over 42,000 innocent children and women who are being killed over there. That is excluding all the damage of hospital, church, stadiums, all the places where these people they were hiding themselves. Well, the Human Rights Watch confirmed that there is a serious crime which took place over there. And to show how the world is so hypocrite, no one tried even to condemn whatsoever the Prime Minister of Israel is been busy doing in Israel. Expect one country, which is South Africa, the government of Cyril Ramaphosa under the ANC, they had that courage to go ahead and raise this problem to the International Criminal Court by letting them know that, guys, there is a serious genocide which is taking place right now in Gaza. And you guys, you are pretending like you're not seeing anything. When the government of Cyril Ramaphosa went to ICJ to raise up these matters, we also how the US have even go far to the point of mocking South Africa, saying that there are accusations or allegations against Israel. It is just like a drop of water in the oceans. In other words, they were trying to tell the South African government that you are wasting your time, go and deal with the unemployment that you are having, go and deal with your own problem that you've been facing in your country, instead of you wasting your time to come here at the ICJ to come and raise these matters. Why they were so concerned for the fact that South Africa have to go to this International Criminal Court to raise up these matters if they had nothing, or if they had no hand in the killing of all these innocent people. Of course, they had to start pressuring South Africa, or try to stop South Africa from not going to expose them to the eyes of the world, because they are the true mastermind behind what has been happening in Gaza. We have made a couple of videos and telling you, demonstrate everything in black and white, where you get to see on how the USA government, they've been implementing themselves in whatsoever is happening right now in the Middle East. It could be in China, it could be between Russia and Ukraine, or it could be between Israel and Palestine, because they're the one who are sponsoring all these things. And they are trying all to do all this because they consider Israel as the highlight partner in that Middle East regions. So in that Arabic regions, they needed someone such as Israel, so that they will be there to protect their interests, so that they will be able to have a good reasons for them to place their military base over there. Why? Because they were all targeting Iran. They've been targeting Iran for many years, even before some of us were born. All this just because Iran, they've been busy developing their nuclear project, which the USA does not want to allow them to go ahead and do that. So what do they usually do? They'll do everything by all means to stop Iran. Iran, as a sovereign country, did not want to have anyone to come and tell them on how they have to live their life in their own country. Did not want the US to come and impose their own leadership in their soil. So that's the reason why Iran also has been trying to resist against these all operations for also all these years. But since the USA never had a good reasons that they can allow them to implant their leadership in that Arabic regions, they had to come and raise some fighting among these Arabic countries so that they'll be able to justify their presence in that country. They have done that before with many countries around the world. I don't have the time to put all the examples here for you, but we all know that the USA reign with their leadership around the world. It is when they have to bring some conflict among nations. While you guys were busy fighting, while you guys were busy into some kind of conflict, that's when they will come and walk in and start telling you stories that, no guys, look, we are here for 1, 2, 3, look, we'll do this and that. You know, that's how they've been doing it. So the only way could help them to justify their presence in the Middle East, it was by creating conflict. And how can them create conflict if they don't use one of their partner to go ahead and provoke other nations? And that's what happened. I always tell you that regardless of what you guys will accuse Hamas of, I myself here at Coolbus TV, we don't have any proof, a solid proof showing that whatsoever was attack of Hamas in Israel, it is something which is true, because these people, we all know that they've been occupying the land of Palestine illegally. They don't want Palestine to be recognized as a sovereign country. In other words, they are kind of like a apartheid regime which want to confiscate what does not belong to them, something that belongs to other people, and which is something belongs to Palestine people. So it could have been that they made their own plan to organize all these things so that they can also justify their reasons why they are invading Palestine. And they did so. Now, USA, if they were that good fine example, if they were good preach of democracy as the way they are pretending to do it out there, I believe they should have go ahead and try to stop this all conflict before it was too late. But what did they do? They allow Israel to go ahead and kill innocent people. They sponsor Israel with money, with guns and everything. Israel went to the point that killing people of Palestine is not enough. They have now to start going and attacking people of Lebanon. Lebanon is another country. They have to go and attack people in Syria. Syria is another country. They have to go and attack a couple of countries in the Middle East. Why? We are in the research of Hamas terrorist group. So now, instead of them dealing even with the true Hamas, they are not even doing that. They are busy attacking other countries. And when these other countries have to respond or reply back, then we see the USA coming and stating that no, whoever is going to try to attack Israel, they should be ready to face the consequences. Guys, what kind of world are we living? What kind of life are we living? Having this kind of people who have to come each and every time, imposing their leadership on people, telling people on how to do things around. It does not work like that, isn't it? It does not make sense. Guys, when the United States are busy protecting the Prime Minister of Israel and defending Israel to all the kind of crime they are doing, while they can't do the same thing when it comes to concerning Vladimir Putin. We are talking about the same USA who had applauded for the arrest warrant which the ICJ have launched against Vladimir Putin. When it was said that no, Vladimir Putin should be arrested by any country that will try to visit. The USA, they were the number one to applaud, forgetting that, first of all, this so-called Russia, they never signed to be part of this ICJ. I mean, ICC, the International Criminal Court. They never signed for it, but the USA have to applaud because they knew very well that no sooner or later, Vladimir Putin will visit countries such as South Africa. Vladimir Putin will visit countries such as Brazil or these other countries who had signed for this world organization. Now that they failed, it was their turn. We were all expecting to see the USA to show us the model of true leaders who want to show how they are democrat in their country, how they respect the human right, how they respect other people's sovereignty, how they handle people who are criminal. Because the true criminal here is not even Vladimir Putin. Remember, the ICJ have launched this arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin. They were accusing Vladimir Putin, saying that because he went in Ukraine and take all the children who were in this part of Ukraine, bring them in Russia. When you went on the side of Vladimir Putin, he gives his reasons. He says that these children who were taken by force in Russia and in Ukraine and brought in Russia, it is because they are the kids who were speaking Russian language. So they were considered as the Russians because on the other side of the border of Ukraine, this kid with their parent, they were treated as a criminal. They were kind of like treating them in a xenophobic way, if I have to put it in that way. So Russia, he had to go in and take this kid and make sure that they are well protected by the place where they believe that they are part of Russia. These kids, they are over there, no one raped them. No one refused them for denied them the right of the food or water. They are going to school, that they are well treated over there. No one killed them, which is different to the side of the Prime Minister of Israel. This man is a true criminal. He killed innocent children and women. For what reasons? No, we are looking for mass criminals. But this man, when he went to the USA, when we were all expecting that he was supposed to be arrested in the USA because he had to go and give his stupid speech there by the UN General Assembly. We saw the man, he went there freely, man, even give his speech. Then everyone who were there have to leave even the hall because they feel like they can't sit there and be addressed by a criminal such as he is. See, again, the kind of people who are dealing with in this world. When something bad is done by someone else, whether they have the reason to behave the way they behave or not, well, these people, they'll be considered as criminals. They'll be called names such as detectors. They'll be called many names in different ways, saying that they don't even respect the human right. But when it is someone who have to do the same or the worst part of this kind of allegations, and this person, they are partners to the USA, the USA, they will have a blind close eye on them without judging them, without questioning them, without doing things in the right way, without even following the normal procedure which they had imposed to the entire world of respecting the chapter of the human right in the UN. The kind of people we are living with, such kind of hypocrite people, as I like to call them, because when something's done by you, you are wrong. When something's done by them, they are right, and that's what we are seeing. Benjamin went all the way to the UN General Assembly. He addressed these people over there. He left that country. No one even touched him. No one even raised the question to say that this person have the international arrest warrant against him. Why? Because it's a friend to the USA. Again, yeah. When I will say that, no, these so-called UN and these world organizations that we get to know or to see over the TV, they are the tools which the USA they have put in place in order for them to punish other countries, in order for them to have power over other nations. People will say that, no, I'm making up stories. But these are the facts that me and you, when we sit on our own, we can just tell that, yes, these are things which make sense. Because I don't think if Vladimir Putin have to go to that so-called UN General Assembly, he will come back in Russia. It is either they will kill him or it's either they will arrest him. Why does not apply with Benjamin? That's the sign of showing that we are dealing with fake people. We are dealing with hypocrites. Let's stop it there. Now, how did things get to this point? I'm referring to the attack which the government of Iran had to throw over 200 missiles in Israel. Why did they do that? Well, this is what happened. For those who've been watching us time to time, you remember we show you on how Israel had the guts to go all the way in Iran, which is another sovereign country. In other words, their enemy country. They went all the way there. They assassinate the leader of Hamas over there in Iran soil. This leader of Hamas was well protected in Iran. This leader of Hamas could not run into other country if those countries, they are still in good partnership with Israel, because they were gonna end up offering him to the Israelite government. So he went to Iran because he was well protected there. But just because the Israelites, they were more determined to make sure that they eliminate everyone who have something to do with Abbas. They went all the way in Iran and assassinate the chief of Hamas group. Now, when they did that, they did not respect any of the international laws or rules, because when someone seek an exile in another country, if you want them, you need to go, or you need to enter by the main door. Like, you have to come and not by the main interest. Let me give you a very easy example. Let's see what's happening in South Africa between the government of South Africa and the men who are wanted by court, Guptas. These men, they are no longer in South Africa. They fled South Africa a long time ago. South Africa can also decide today and go and look for them there in Saudi Arabia or wherever they're hiding themselves and kidnap them by force, or maybe kill them there. But why South Africa is not doing that? Instead, South Africa, they are deciding to negotiate and ask for a deportation of these Gupta brothers to South Africa. Why? Because it is the law, it is the rule which each and every sovereign country needs to follow or apply in order to take someone who has seek exile or refugee into other country. You can't just go and do whatever you want to do because you feel. No. What the USA did in order for them to go and assassinate Osama bin Laden, it is illegal thing. They went through another country and they did their operation there, and they went out, and today they are walking free, no one judging them for that. That was first illegal things. They're supposed to cooperate with the country after having all the information that, no, this guy is hiding on this area, these are the proof. Then you put the pressure on that government. But what can we say? We are dealing with people who have the last word to say in whatsoever is happening around the world. Back to what now I was saying. Israel, when they noticed that the Hamas leader is in Iran, they are supposed not to go in that country and do whatever they did there. Instead, they're supposed to have a proper conversations with Iran government to see on how Iran government, they can cooperate or not. If they fail to cooperate, then that would have been something else. But them, unfortunately, they went over there in Iran and they assassinated this Hamas leader over there. The man did not die alone. He died with many people because they had to bombard the whole entire area. That already was considered as an attack against another country. And it is for that reason, since this Hamas leader was there in Iran to be protected by Iran government, and it happened that Israel came in and killed him by force. So Iran did not take it lightly. They were like, okay, fine, since we have done this, us we are going to revenge. One, because you attack us by force. Two, we are going to revenge the death of the person you killed under our soil. If you had killed him somewhere else in Palestine or so ever, we will have not have problem with that. But just because you had all the guards to come in this country and do whatever you did, well, we have to do things differently. And that is how Palestine had promised to do whatsoever they did last night by going and bombard the Israel city which was located over there, and we're talking about 57, 58 people who died and a couple of people who got injured. But things have reached that point. The Iranian government, they did what they did as a revenge, and they give a warning to Israel. They say that this is a revenge. Let's hope this is going to stop here. But if you try to come back again and attack us, well, we'll take it to another level. On the other side, Israel government themselves, they've been already start threatening Iranians. Government telling them on how they'll make them pay, they'll do this and that. So right now as we are talking, Israel is already start attacking the Iranian government. Attacking them with different tools, making sure that they have to pay to revenge them on whatsoever they have done. You saw this same Israel Prime Minister, Benjamin, had to go all the way to United Nations and raise up this point of telling everyone that no, they have to do everything by stopping Iran. Why is he having all that kind of courage? Because he knows that he have the big brother who's behind him. They can support him to do whatever he want to do. So on the other side, the United States was supposed to be coming in to bring peace in all this conversation. No, they're not there. Instead, they are even threatening Iran, saying that no, if Iran ever try again to attack Israel, they'll have to face the consequences. And now that Iran have done that, well, the USA, they are coming in, they say that no, Iran should be facing a serious discipline. And as we're talking right now, the USA, they are busy preparing themselves to attack Iran in the Middle East because they are having about 40,000 militaries who are located there in the Middle East. Now, how is this going to benefit the world? Like, we are just sitting like this and we are seeing on how people are provoking other people, and when other people want to react, they become now a problem, they become now a target. How is this going to work now? What will happen if the United States ever try to attack or sponsor the Israeli government in order for them to attack them? Because at the first attack which took place in April, when Iran attacked Israel, well, they did that and they had give a warning to the USA saying that we are not in the war with you. We don't want to fight with you either, but don't provoke us. Stay out of our problem between Israel and Iran, because we all know it is Israel who've been fighting or provoking Iran. And the main point is that Israel wants to have that leadership in the Middle East. It wants to make itself as that powerful nation in the Middle East. So Iran, on the other side, it does not want that because they are the one who've been there for so many years. Guys, we need to seriously think about this. The world can't continue living in this kind of way when these things that are taking place. The world can't be at peace when other nations are busy planning to attack other nations. So this needs to stop now. These kind of things need to be stopped right now, because the escalation of this conflict, of this war, whether it is between Ukraine and Russia, whether it is in the Middle East, is going to affect the entire world. Why? Because if it happened that Israel attack Iran, Iran is going to attack Israel. If the USA was trying to come and act as a big brother by threatening another sovereign country, if they try to attack Iran, Iran is going to attack also their military base over there. And once they attack that, the USA now will want to attack Iran straight away from the USA soil. And Iran would like to reply that. And this same Iran we're talking about here, they're not afraid of the USA. Why? Because they know very well that no, whatsoever the USA want to put as a leadership on them, it never worked before. Plus, they also have their own partners all over around the world. They have partners who are next to the USA. They have Cuba, they have Venezuela, They have many people, including even the short men from North Korea. How these things works. When these things is happening, don't forget again that Iran, they are partners to Russia. Proof to that, they've been accused already a couple of times saying that no, they are the one who've been sponsoring Russia with a certain kind of fighting weapons. At the same time, don't forget, NATO is already at the positions, at the point of engaging in a serious war with Russia. Why? Because they are kind of like giving the green light to Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, in order for him to go ahead and use long missile which they can launch and reach inside Russia. On other side, the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, does not want that. He said that the day they'll do that is the day they'll regret all of them. And this time he does not even want to deal with Ukraine anymore. He wants to deal with countries which will be giving Ukraine those fighting weapons. In other words, for an example, if Ukraine launch a missile which have to go all the way in Russia, obviously they'll check it after like it had caused disaster or killed people. They'll collect it. They'll check where was it fabricated, in which countries, which manufacturers. If they see, for example, like no, this bomb, it was fabricated in France. The Russia federations, they are not going to respond back to Ukraine. They will go straight and respond back to France. And that is another World War III, which is we are about to experience. And once that starts happening, so it's going to be NATO nations against Russia with its allies, because Russia's allies, they won't sit down and keep quiet. In the meantime, when all these things is happening, Uncle Jinping in China is busy making sure that is making even the economy of his country raise, because at the end of the day, they don't have time to waste, man. Yeah, when the USA, they are focusing on meddling other people's affairs, creating war all over, then they are busy building their armies, they are busy building their economies, they are busy doing a lot of things which they know that at the end of the day, it's going to benefit them, and they are succeeding to do so. Now, what does the USA want from all this? Because whether we like it or not, soon or later, the truth needs to be told. The USA, they just want to make sure that their leadership is more stronger around the world. While the people of the world, they have noticed the kind of people they are. So everyone are trying to isolate themselves from their leadership. They don't want to deal with them. Whether it is African countries, whether it is Asian countries, everyone, they're like, no, look, we're tired. We are tired. You are busy telling us about democracy, how we should respect democracy, how we should do this and that. But yet in your country, the candidate to the president, the former president of your country, they tried to assassinate him twice. What kind of democracy are you trying to preach us when in your own country, they tried to assassinate him twice? What did you do about it? So the true democracy, we should have been seeing it in your country. You're trying to preach us about democracy, but yet you are not able to fulfill it in your country. Well, that is politics for you guys. But what can we say? Things happen. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. It was very important that we come here, we have this conversation with you, because it was a good idea to understand exactly what is happening in the Middle East, the reasons why Iran have to attack Israel, and what should we expect next from all this. So now that we have all it in these discussions, we really do appreciate your time, and we want you to do us a favor in return before you leave. Just make sure that you like this video in your numbers, give us your thumbs up. We'll really do appreciate, because we know this kind of message, the Western, they'll never gonna want everyone to get it or to hear it. So therefore, your likes is everything, so your comment is everything, so that you can be able to pass this message to many more people out there. Continue supporting us in any way possible as we can. We'll really do appreciate that. This is a Pan-African platform which we have created and come up together with the different Africans, brothers and sisters around the world, including the diaspora, who have something to contribute for the better future of Africa continent. So if you don't want to miss any of our videos in our next videos, well, you just have to subscribe to the channel right now, so that whenever we're here live, you'll be able to be part of us. Thank you so much again. That will be all for now. Continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.
Melena